And welcome to the US Open Cup final against Cincinnati. So, it's been a while, but we do have a large amount of anticipation for these matches in terms of what we have at stake. So, this is the final for the US Open Cup as we get a quick shot here with Alan Polito. And we've done very well within this competition so far. So, hopefully, we can end with a trophy in this season for this competition. Caicedo is starting this match. He gets a cross in their post. It is headed away, but clear not all the way. Johnny's plays into Rosero. Zero into Rodoya. Rodoya with a shot, and they're saved by the Cincinnati goalie. So I believe Cincinnati are pretty decent on the Eastern Conference, as Tim Millian makes a great save. Standings. So it should be a pretty good fight, and it is in the first half as it ends 0-0, with neither team really having a clear-cut opportunity. Obviously, we've had those two shots, but and then they've had that one, but nothing really separating the teams besides that. As we now get into the second half, Rosero playing into Kinda, into Miller, who is a youngster that is starting in this match. Now we have Alan Polito breaking through, gets past Murphy, plays in Caicedo. Caicedo with a shot. What a save! Great save by Celentano, I believe. Matt Biasca is also playing for Cincinnati. As Leipold gets around, takes a shot, and Leipold scores the goal to put us 1-0 up against Cincinnati in the 83rd minute. And you would say, from how the match has been going, that's a fair result so far. But yes, so it was almost an overlapping run in a sense, and then he gets it and just plays it top right with his left, gets it right past the goalkeeper Celentano. Easy as you like, 1-0 up for Sporting KC. Late on, basically right after the kickoff, we get Alan Polito gets a tackle on the center backs, keeps going, take a power shot, and saved by the goalkeeper. Power shots are very iffy, but either way, it's okay because we end up winning the match 1-0 against Cincinnati, and that has Sporting Kansas City winning the US Open Cup final. Couldn't ask for much better from the team within this competition. We've dominated about every single game we've played in, with this being the closest game we've had so far.
For the trophy lift itself, the cup winners.
Well, you can just see what it means to those players and the manager. That's fantastic stuff.
And the players greatly appreciate that. Always a joint effort on these big occasions. And now the players get to relax a bit and enjoy having the pictures taken.
Well, these photos will be cherished for years to come, won't they? Certainly ones to show the grandchildren.
And so with that, we won our first piece of silverware possible with the club this season. I don't think we would have counted the preseason matches, but we get to see also here, as you see, we dominated most of our matches. 4-0, 4-1 against New England, 3-0 against FC Dallas in the semis, and then 1-0 against FC Cincinnati. So this was about the last game of the MLS regular season. I wanted us just to go straight through into the playoffs since we already made it through. But here's a brilliant last-minute goal by Gonzalo Ramos for us, or Sebastian Ramos, I believe. First name, I always mess it up. But yep, 3-1 win against Austin FC. We all are celebrating. But here is our first round matchup. It will be against St. Louis SC. So a rivalry match of sorts against them, and we are at home because we did have the superior record within the league. So big match. We played them, I would say, pretty substantial difference between us and them last time, with us winning pretty easily. And then we do have one of our newer signings in Tecatito playing on the right wing for us. So a good match, a good amount of stars in this match to see who can win this. In real life, they got them as a first round matchup as St. Louis makes a save out of Tim Weah, and Sporting was able to win that. We'll see if we're able to do the same again. This time a little different in lineups though, of course. Another shot by St. Louis, another save by our goalkeeper Tim Weah, who is the starting goalkeeper, de facto starting goalkeeper by the end of the season. He proved it, and at his age he's showing it as well. But unfortunately, us not really getting any opportunities. As you see, Polito has 0 goals in the first half. Into the second half now, Polito, Shallowy getting into Eric Tommy trying to get around a man, plays it out wide back to Shallowy crossing into Polito trying to get it, and it's a little bit of a rummage, but it drops Daniel Shallowy with a shot and makes it 1-0 against St. Louis SC at home in Children's Mercy Park. And a brilliant goal by Shallowy. It was really formed by a missed clearance that should have gone a lot further outside the box than they provided by the St. Louis defender. 0.23 expected XG ends up being a 1.0 in the end, with being a goal in the back of the net. Now later on, Alan Polito plays into Shallowy, a 1-2, lofter to the top, Shallowy into Corona, Tecadito with the goal to make it 2-0 in the 69th minute into the 70th, and a brilliant piece of play by Polito, Shallowy, and Corona, our top 3 players. And to be fair, we haven't done too poorly after the selling of Johnny Russell by accident, and we win the first round matchup against St. Louis very handily in the second half. The first half was very hit or miss with us. They could have had an opportunity with the chances they had to score, but it's not the end or the beginning result that matters, it's the end result, and the end result ends up being a 2-0 win for us. So yes, and you see Mitchell Robinson starting center back for us too. But now we're into the next round matchup against Seattle. And again, a 0-0 first half, not much to show for that one. Moving into the second half against Seattle. Seattle, a team we didn't really have much trouble facing within the regular season. To be fair, we haven't had much trouble against many teams, but Shallowy gets it on the bounce, or gets it around 2 to 3 defenders, and makes it 1-0 for us. And then Miller, who's been starting at right back now for us with the yellow card. You may see that again at some points, but Josh Miller, he's been a decent athletic right back for us to fill in for that gap that we've lacked, as Polito gets around his man and makes it 2-0. An area where we've lacked with Zusi aging, and Jake Davis, him and Miller have been kind of similar in rating and results. Alan Polito then making it 2-0, and another 2-0 resounding success for us, making it through to the next round of the MLS Cup Playoffs. Davis ended up coming on later on for the team. Alan Polito, 3 attempts, 1 goal, 33% goals scored. And now the big match in terms of the star power against a team that I believe in real life did make it to the MLS Cup final in LAFC. If I remember right, might be mistaken though. And then Josh Miller gets another yellow, 2 games on the bounce now, with another poor tackle. And again, no goals in the first half. Really, there's really no reason for people to watch our games in the first half, because we've had 3 games and no goals. But then later on, Ramos plays it in to the top right corner. Just a cool finish by him, or a great finish by him. 63rd minute in, and Ramos, the youngster for the team, even though he has no hair, is the one to score the goal. And so, later on, we're able to get Shallowy through in a yellow card off Chiellini, which is a yellow he would easily take, the Italian veteran. But it ends up just being a 1-0 win for us, and a brilliant result in the end. And so with that match, we have won the conference final for the Western Conference. basically the semi-final equivalent of the MLS Cup, and now we'll face against Philadelphia Union in the MLS Cup, and you will see that coming up now. And so we are finally here. It took us 9 months in a sense, and we are now here in the MLS Cup final after a really great season for us, already winning the US Open Cup, and we could win every trophy possible for us if we make sure we get what we need done in this match. Against Philadelphia Union, Wagner on the left side gets past Jake Davis, who is starting now, and then Tim Melia with the save. Jake Davis plays it through to Espinoza. Espinoza into Corona. Espinoza actually starting this match now too. Plato gets it around with a nice cool finish, making it 1-0 against Philadelphia Union in the US Open Cup final. And yes, I did decide to start Espinoza in this match, partly because of his veteran leadership. Within the season, I thought he would do really well, and he was in decent form coming into the match as well. But cool finish to Polito and a 1-0 to us. So, with that, we're still pushing on in the early, or about mids to the first half. Johnny's gets it into Polito, and somehow to Polito. And Voltaire with the shot. Great save by the goalkeeper. And so we do have a fair amount of changes in this match. One due to fitness, form, and who I thought would be able to get the job done. Jake Davis now having to mark out wide, but it goes inside. Philadelphia Union with a shot, and what a block by Rosero. As you can see, it was going to be a fair good shot on target that Tim Melia would have had to save, but Rosero makes it so he doesn't even have to make that save. So with that, 1-0 in the first half. Not bad for us. We've been so dominant this season, and we are 45 minutes away from keeping that dominance and winning every trophy possible for us. But we have to make sure that we stay on course and make it difficult, if not impossible, for Philadelphia Union to get back. But they do get a great opportunity, a warning sign in the 55th minute. And now we have made substitutions. Shallowy coming on, Ramos coming on as well. So a youngster that's done very, very well this season. And then Shallowy gets it, and Shallowy from off the bench, the player that had a great start at the beginning of the season, an injury in the middle, but finishes out for us to make it 2-0. Fingers crossed that will be the goal that seals the game for us as well. But it was a brilliant by Eric Tommy and Daniel Shallowy, who both did really well with linking together. And honestly, Shallowy probably would have been our top goal scorer if he had not had that injury mid-season where he was out for 3 months. But it is true, Sporting Kansas City has won the US Open Cup in 2023 and the MLS Cup as well. So both competitions they've won very handedly, not having much to any issue. We did not concede at all throughout this postseason run, and I believe within the US Open Cup we conceded only 1 goal. So not bad indeed. I'll again leave you with the celebrations and also some special celebrations that are shown for FC24 as well. So I will see you after those have concluded, and we'll finish up talking about this season and also this series. See you then.
The sweet taste of success. It has been quite the journey, and it comes to an end in style. And now the players get to relax a bit and enjoy having the pictures taken.
Well, these photos will be cherished for years to come, won't they? Certainly ones to show the grandchildren.
And so, with those celebrations, I thought we'd just go through the lineup that ended up winning the MLS Cup for us. Sporting Kansas City, Shallowy, Johnny's, Polito, Corona, Ramos, Tommy, Caicedo, Espinoza, Walter, Leibold, Robinson, all those boys, Tim Milia, and just Jake Davis, and all those players did so well. And then here is our players we had for this season within our roster. And so we had a great season with this team, and as I did state with the lifting of the trophy, this will be a one-season career mode. For one reason, I haven't really enjoyed FC 24, and that's why I have been doing PES 6 content throughout this year, which will return now that this one is closing, and I've gotten more consistent scheduling. And as well as the FIFA 01 across the FIFA's career mode will continue. So, it was unfortunate that we lost Johnny Russell. If I had I shouldn't have put a release clause on his contract. I didn't think anyone would come in for him because of his age. But they did. And in doing so, we lost a player that I really enjoy playing with within this career mode. But Corona did really well in his position and filled the gap nicely. And so we did lose Espinoza. I believe I did show it earlier where he is going out on a free transfer, as well as Graham Zusi. And in real life, Graham Zusi is currently without a team, as well as Espinoza is now, I believe, a youth coach within Sporting Kansas City. So there is real life transfers in that they left. So it was a good sending off. They all won a second MLS Cup, or I don't know if Roger Espinoza won an MLS Cup, but Graham Zusi won a second MLS Cup, just being part of the team. And then here is just some random transfers around the world that happened throughout this season. The way the MLS season ends, we're technically into the beginning of the 23-24 season, so it's a little wonky because we finished our first season and our season with Sporting Kansas City, yet they're starting the season technically. And so a great season for us. We didn't end up having to face Inter Miami, which is surprising. We did play them once and smashed them, so it was kind of interesting in that. And we won both cups. So I'm very glad I got to do this career mode. I always enjoy doing this because Sporting is a club that I support, and you don't really see its like career mode content on FIFA. At least the latest FIFAs, you don't really see people that do a full series with them. And so I thought it'd be fun to do just a quick little series. We would have kept going if we hadn't won the cups, but it gets very monotonous if you, at least within this FIFA, it felt very monotonous to keep going, especially when we don't really have a goal to achieve. We won the MLS Cup, we won the OSM Cup. I would say we settled it there, and we made a great team with a future ahead of them that's very bright. So, besides that, thank you guys for watching. We'll close with seeing the guys that are leaving, and a great season for us. And I will see you soon with more FIFA 01 and with more PES 6 stuff.